The second those security lights flicked on at 1:47 a.m. I knew Karen had crossed the line. My basement stairs squelched under my boots like a crime scene. 3 inches of cold, filthy water swallowed everything I built. Papers bobbed like dead soldiers. My brand new treadmill sat half-drowned like a beached whale. The stench of sewage and betrayal punched me square in the face. But the real gut punch came from the camera footage. There she was, our beloved HOA Queen Karen, in her ridiculous pantsuit barking orders. Her contractors carved a sloppy trench right behind my fence. They rerouted the entire storm runoff straight at my foundation. Deliberate. Pure Karen. I stood there in the dark laughing that bitter laugh you save for tyrants. Welcome to Cedar Creek Estates, where one Karen decides your basement is her personal detention pond. By morning the sky hung heavy and gray just like her ego. I marched out back in heavy boots ready for war. The ground sloped wrong, too perfect, too fresh, too evil. Fresh shovel scars and orange cones screamed, Karen was here. My neighbor Sam wandered over adjusting his cap like he smelled trouble. Big trucks last night, huh? He muttered. Yeah, they didn't exactly send a newsletter. I shot back. Sam laughed low. Our favorite president. He told me how Karen pulled the same stunt on the South townhomes years ago. She blamed nature, then buried them in fines until they shut up. Classic American HOA move. Petty power in a pantsuit. Rain started again right on cue like the universe wanted front row seats. I watched the water race down her man-made gutter like a guided missile. It slammed my basement wall and splashed up in victory. My fists clenched so hard my nails drew blood. This wasn't negligence. Fantasy. I stormed straight to the HOA office, still dripping mud. Karen sat behind her desk like a queen on her plastic throne. Oh, it's you, she sighed with that fake sugary smile. How can I help our valued resident today? I slammed the door. On purpose, Karen. She blinked once. Sweetie. Nature. I leaned in close enough to smell her cheap perfume. I have footage of your midnight crew digging that trench. Her smile twitched like a glitchy robot. Drainage is HOA business, not yours, she snapped. I laughed right in her face. $1,000 repair bill. She waved her bylaws like a shield. You're overreacting. That word lit the fuse. I left her office while her fake smile cracked like cheap makeup. Back home, the water kept rising and my rage kept boiling. I called every licensed engineer in a 50-mile radius. Liam showed up the next day with drones, lasers, and zero patience for Karen. He took one look at the trench and shook his head. These tool marks aren't nature, Karen. This is sabotage. He ran dye tests that lit up my foundation like a crime scene. His report was a masterpiece of professional shade. I printed 50 copies and smiled for the first time in days. The next HOA meeting felt like a courtroom drama. Karen stood at the podium, clipboard in hand, fake pearls gleaming. Community updates first, she started. I cut her off mid-sentence. Legal flood attack. The room went dead silent. I plugged in my USB and let the projector do the talking. Drone shots. My ruined basement in 4K glory. Gasps rippled through the crowd like a Mexican wave of outrage. Karen turned beet red. I hit play on our earlier office recording. Her own voice filled the hall. Drainage is HOA business, not yours.
Checkmate.
Neighbors started yelling about their own yards. Karen grabbed her bag and stormed out like a toddler who lost recess. The board looked like they just swallowed lemons. 2 days later, they caved. Full $90,000 drainage system, professional regrade waterproofing, the works. And Karen? Permanently removed from the board. I watched real crews, not her midnight amateurs, tear out her sloppy trench. They installed a state-of-the-art French drain that actually worked. My basement came back better than before. But the sweetest twist came a week later. Liam called me with county inspector news. Karen's little stunt triggered a full environmental audit. Unpermitted grading. Fines piling up. The remaining board sent a mass email announcing new elections. Karen was banned from ever running again. Neighbors finally voted for transparency instead of tyranny. I stood in my dry, perfect basement sipping coffee. The $90,000 came from the reserve fund, sure. Some folks grumbled about community money, but I didn't lose sleep over it. Karen tried to drown me in her little kingdom of rules. Instead, she forced the whole neighborhood to build something better. Petty tyrants always overplay their hand. They forget the rest of us have cameras, brains, and lawyers. In America, we love to pretend HOAs keep things nice and tidy. Turns out one loud Karen with a clipboard can ruin more lives than a hurricane. But when regular people push back, that's the real American dream, watching entitled power crumble in real time. I smiled at my new French drain and raised my mug like a toast. Here's to every homeowner who refuses to stay flooded. Karen's gone. My house is dry. And somewhere out there another HOA queen is already plotting her next ridiculous move. But we'll be ready.
Always.